Listen to Umar Johnson speak about opening a school. He wants you to believe this is something new and he is the only person that is doing it. When the truth of the matter is, it's not something new and it has been done before and is currently being done. I am going to create a series of videos highlighting people that have started African-centered schools. Today we are going to look at the dissects Institute that was started by Q Butter. If you are not familiar with Q Butter is an individual that started an African-centered school in Brooklyn, New York. I want to be clear, this video is not an endorsement for the dissects Institute. I believe you as an individual should do your own due diligence. Also, anytime you mention Q Butter's name in parallel with Umar Johnson supporters will say, well, Q Butter's school is government funded. So I reached out to Q Butter and asked him if the dissects Institute was government funded, and he said no. Here is a screenshot of that conversation. This is a deflection tactic that Umar Johnson also uses anytime someone mentions the school that LeBron James started along with the Akron School District. Umar Johnson has also degraded institutes such as Q Butter's.
Any of the popular YouTubers. Ain't none of them trying to do no institute. Not one of them. I ain't talking about no big basement school either. But a real school.
Now we know Umar Johnson does not have a functional school, and Q Butter does, so we cannot compare schools. However, we can compare the process of the two projects. The first thing we are going to look at is information. Where can a supporter or potential supporter find information? Since there is not a dedicated website for FDMG that you can go to in order to get information, which you would think that after 10 years of working on this, the least Umar Johnson could do is put together a website where supporters or potential supporters can go in order to get information on this project. So since there is no website for FDMG, I am going to go to Umar Johnson's website. If we look at the top menu, we don't see any link that is dedicated to the school. We know that the website has been updated recently because we see a dedicated link to subscribe to his podcast has been added. We see information to purchase tickets for his speaking gigs. We see information to pre-order a book that he has been taking pre-orders on for at least 3 years. Notice he has updated the website with the link to pay for his podcast, so we see what's important to him. Still nothing on the school. More information on his speaking gigs. A link to purchase merchandise. Finally, some information on the school. However, this is just a promo video that was created a year ago after the property was purchased. This is the same video that he posted on his Facebook page. This video is somewhat pointless. Wouldn't it have been more beneficial to create a video, maybe with him touring the building with the contractors and giving supporters detailed information on what is wrong with the property, and a breakdown of the cost to complete the repairs, then providing a detailed action plan? If we continue to scroll down, we see information about Umar Johnson. There is a lot of information, but the only mention of the school is this last paragraph. If we keep scrolling, we see information on lectures and events. Then we see information to contact Umar Johnson. In the case of Q Butter, if we wanted to get information on the dissects Institute, there is a dedicated website. If I go to the website, there is a tab where I can get information about the school. Under the admissions tab, there is information about homeschooling. So there is a homeschooling option, and all the information is outlined for parents that might be interested in this option. There is information on how to enroll your child. There is a breakdown of the cost to attend the institute. There is even a virtual option. So if a parent is interested in sending their child to the dissects Institute, but is not located in Brooklyn, New York, they can attend remotely. You have the student handbook that outlines the student's expectations, and the parent handbook that outlines the parent's expectations. There is an academic tab that outlines the core subjects. the grade level they cater to, the school's academic calendar, information on their STEM program, information on how the students are assessed, then there is a donate and support link. We will come back to this. The next place someone might go if they are looking for information on these projects might be social media. Just like there is no dedicated website, there is no dedicated social media page for FDMG. We would have to look at Umar Johnson's Facebook page. If you look at his Facebook page, you will see two main things. He's asking for donation and he's promoting his speaking gigs. But there is no detailed information on the progress of the school. If we look at the videos he have posted, there are lots of videos, but nothing on the progress of the school. Where can a potential donor/supporter get information on the progress of the school? Let's look at his IG page, and we see the same thing, posts asking for donations and posts promoting his speaking gig, but nothing on the progress of what is happening with the school. So up to this point, the only thing we have on the progress of Umar Johnson's school is a promotional video that was published a year ago that really does not tell us anything about the progress of the school. I know some people might be saying, well, he does release some videos talking about the school, but that is the problem. As a donor or potential donor, you should not have to comb through a bunch of videos or Facebook posts to find information on this project. There should be a dedicated place a supporter or potential supporter can go to get information on this project. You notice I did not have to comb through information to find out about his speaking gigs. It was front and center on his website. Now if we look at Cubata's Dissects Institute, there is a dedicated Facebook page. And if we scroll through, we can see images of the kids at the institute. Let's take a look at some of the photos. Here we see a picture of kids in one of the classrooms. You notice all the equipment in the classroom? Here is another picture of kids in the classroom. And there are lots more pictures of kids at the institute. There are also videos that show interaction with the students.
Do what? Spin centrifugal, right? So that's connected to the shaft. So what does it cause the shaft to do? Spin centrifugally. Now the reason why it was heating up for what? What did I tell you? Because of resistance, right? So the resistance, there's something wrong with this mechanism because it wouldn't turn, right? We heard the hum, right? We heard the hum. So that means we had too much resistance. So whatever's going on in there, it's keeping this from spinning freely, right? Which usually means it's the brushes, which are these, right?
Yeah.
Which are these. So these are your problem. The problem isn't here. It's here. The coil may be bad in it, okay? It's not a mechanical problem. It's an electrical problem.
Is it possible? Oh, so is it possible for this to like overheat and like stop working?
Yes. Because.
What's good, Black family? You know we're doing the video. Thank everybody that's been supporting. Let me get a Black Power. Black Power! All right, we just want y'all to know that we're extremely thankful for all the donations. We've been getting all different types of items for the classes, and we have some stuff that nobody has around the country. And our engineering and STEM program and just general educational services and programs have been leveled up because of your support. So we just want to say thank you. Thank you! And we're going to make sure that every one of y'all that's been supporting us is truly proud of y'all. And this is what your investment looks like. This is the future, some of the future faces of the Black community. We powerful? We powerful! Are we great? Yes. Are we the future? Yes. Black power? Black power. That's what I'm talking about. Black excellence, black education, love. Continue supporting y'all. Y'all know what to do. Black power.
Now let's look at some of the logistical aspects of both projects. We know that FDMG lost tax-exempt status because 990s were not filed for 3 consecutive years. And if we look on the IRS website, we see that it is still revoked. I reached out to Q-Butter and I asked him if the Dissects Institute was tax-exempt, and he said yes. Here is a screenshot of that conversation. If we look on the IRS website, we can see that the Dissects Institute is in good standing. Look at this. You remember when Umar said that he did not know that the IRS approved FDMG tax-exempt status? That has already been proven to be a lie. But look at this. Right here is a determination letter that the IRS sends you once they approve your tax-exempt status. And if we click the link, we can see a copy of the letter that was sent to Q-Butter when the Dissects Institute tax-exempt status was approved. We can see that Q-Butter did file his 990. IRS Form 990 is an informational tax form that most tax-exempt organizations must file annually. The form gives the IRS an overview of the organization's activity and detailed financial information, which is something that Umar Johnson never did, which led to FDMG tax-exempt status being revoked. Let's talk about transparency when it comes to the money that has been collected. In the 10 years of Umar Johnson collecting money, he has never shown any type of accounting for the money that has been collected. In the case of Q-Butter, he has a GoFundMe where he is currently raising money for the Dissects Institute. And if we look at the GoFundMe page, we see something we have never seen from Umar Johnson. Q-Butter has posted the actual receipts to show the donors and supporters how he is using the money. This is something that Umar Johnson has never done in the whole 10 years. He has never provided any accounting showing how much money has been received. He himself has never provided any documentation showing supporters how much he paid for the property. He says he has gotten estimates to repair the building, but he has never shown these estimates. And we could go on and on in regards to the things that Umar Johnson has provided no receipts to the supporters/donors on. When it comes to Umar Johnson and this school project, there has been absolutely zero transparency. Like I said in the beginning, this video is not an endorsement for the Dissects Institute, and you should do your own due diligence. To be honest, I heard about Q-Butter, but only took a hard look at what he was doing when I decided to make this video. I have to give him credit for what he has done. You can say what you want, but here is what you cannot say, is that he does not have a functional institute. You can go to a dedicated website to get detailed information about the Dissects Institute. You can look at the pictures and videos of the kids interacting at the Dissects Institute. You can call the Dissects Institute to schedule a tour, even volunteer. You can look and see that the Dissects Institute is in good standing with the IRS. Donors or potential donors can look at the receipts showing how the money that was donated is being used. On the other hand, you have Umar Johnson that has been working on opening a school for 10 years. And what are the results after 10 years? No transparency, no website that a supporter or potential supporters can go to get information on the progress of the school, a revoked tax-exempt status, buildings that are heavily vandalized, and Umar Johnson has no idea how much it would cost to get these buildings functional. You have unpaid property tax that are now in collections, along with other unpaid bills that are linked to this property. If this is how Umar Johnson is handling something that he claims to be so passionate about, I would hate to see how he handles something that he's not passionate about. I am going to make a donation to the Dissects Institute just based on the level of transparency provided by Q-Butter. I have reached out to Q-Butter a few times with questions, and he provided the answers without hesitation. This is what you would expect from someone that is running a legit operation and is asking the public to support them financially. The next person I'm going to be highlighting in this series is Dr. Bernita Thompson. She is someone that did not just start one African-centered school, but she started 2 African-centered schools. Make sure to like and share the video, and if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe.